Hey everyone, and welcome to another discussion day on Understandable English. In discussion days, I choose a topic and tell you all about it, and I also give you some new vocabulary and phrases to practice with. Afterwards, I ask you some questions, and you can tell me about your opinion in the comments down below. As always, I'll help you fix your mistakes. Today's topic is Old, Middle, and Modern English. So let's take a look. Art, style, fashion, music, it all changes over time. And language is no different. Language is changing all the time, and it's still changing now. Think about your native language. Do you speak the same way that your grandma and grandpa speak? What about the old literature that you read in school? Do you speak like that now? Probably not. Well, today we're going to take a look at Old, Middle, and Modern English to see how much we can understand. So let's do it. Old English is what we think of English from the years 5000 to 1100. Let's take a look at an example and see how much we can understand. Do you notice anything? This doesn't look like English at all. I'm a native speaker and I can't even pronounce this. What is it? But look at this cool letter. It's called a thorn. This makes the TH sound that we now use 2 letters to say. Also, this 7 actually means and. It's a way of writing and. Now, this is a translation of this same text into modern English. Can you understand it? Even for me, as a native speaker, it's a little difficult to understand. Look, what is Childermass, 12 Mass Eve? Who are all these people? What are these places? This is a good reminder that when learning language or English, culture and context is very important. You should know about the holidays, the traditions, the geography. All of this is just important as knowing the actual language. But let's take a look at some Middle English. Maybe this will be easier to understand. This was from approximately 1100 to 1500. Here we started to see some more influence from French, and English became more important in official documents. So we see more things written in English. Here is an example of Middle English. I will try to pronounce this, but I might make some mistakes. When that April with his shores suit, the drought of March hath pursed to the root, and bathed every vein in sweet liquor, of which virtue engendered in the flower. Do you notice anything? I recognize some of these words, and I kind of understand what they're talking about. Probably spring, April, and March. But it's still a little bit difficult to understand. Also, why is April he? Why are some of these endings so different? Well, the grammar of English has changed a lot over time. We used to have gender in our language, where things were boys and girls, or even neuter things with no gender. We also used to have case endings, where we changed the end of our words. But we don't do that anymore, luckily for you who are learning English. This was from the Canterbury Tales, written in the 14th century. It's still famous today, but we typically read it in a modern English translation. Let's take a look at some modern English and see what we can understand. Modern English is the English that we speak today. Well, kind of. English has always changed with each new generation, and so of course I don't speak like Shakespeare did, even though we both write in modern English. Let's take a look at some early modern English and see what we can understand. Sir, there is nothing moves my charity like gratitude, and when a beggar's thankful for a small relief, I always repent it was not more. But seriously, this place will not afford much towards the enlarging of a letter. I recognize almost all of these words, and the grammar is pretty much the same as what I use today, but it's still a little bit difficult for me to understand. Some of the words have had their meaning change a little bit, and it sounds very poetic to me. This is definitely not how I would speak today. This is why people will spend time studying Shakespeare, Because even for me, a native speaker, if I open up a Shakespeare poem or play, it's difficult for me to understand. Now, onward to late modern English, which is the English after the 1800s. This is the English that I am speaking with you right now. But remember that language is always changing. The vocabulary and uses of different words from the 1890s is much different than the vocabulary that is popular today. Even the slang and the words that were popular for young people when I was in school are different for the kids who are in school now. Even the grammar is slowly changing. Sometimes in American English, we don't use the present perfect when we should. Or sometimes we might just use the word be instead of is or are. We might say, I be running. It's not really correct, but it's becoming more popular. Very, very strange, and you shouldn't talk like this. Sometimes we even don't say the subject. We might just say, gotta go, instead of saying, I gotta go. People understand who you are talking about, so we skip it, which is not something you should do in English. So, I've told you about how English has changed. Now you tell me, what aspects of your language have changed over time? Don't forget to write your answers to the question down below in the comments. As always, I'll help you fix your mistakes. If you learned something new, don't forget to press like or subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Understandable English. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Toodles!